You didn't see that. Hi. Hello. Ba ba ba. I should play some music. I don't have that set up yet. Uh-oh. Whatever. We'll go without it for now. Maybe at some point. Because I want to get this going. Actually, I have this here. Let's just play this, quietly in the background. And hold on. Why am I not moving? Ba 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 ba. Okay. my mic is just far away, I guess. Or is this picking up the wrong mic? Hello? There we go. Let me adjust this. Okay. And now... Hi! I am going to have the hand cam on today, so let me do that. This is going to be a little tricky. If you see me... No, you didn't. But I don't really care too much. My hair looks alright today. Is my stream, like, frozen? No, it's working okay. Okay. Nice. Cool. I didn't prepare anything, really. I mean, I have, like, the stuff that I need, but I'm not, like, set up. So I'm just going to stumble around for a bit. If I'm, you know, moving around like an idiot, all part of the plan. This feels so weird. I've only ever done one other cooking stream. I really want to do more so I can at least get used to this. It's so weird, like, streaming but not being at my desk. Yeah. So today we're going to make a lamb stew. It's nice and cold out today. This is the first day that in my apartment it's less than like 74 degrees Fahrenheit. Because I live kind of in the south of the US. Since like April, it's been pretty warm. And I am from the north, so I'm not used to this. I like it cold. I like it a little chilly. It's finally a good day for soup. So we're going to make a nice lamb stew. I have not tried this before. I have lamb for stew from Publix. I usually go to Publix. I do all my shopping at Publix, right? And sometimes in the meat section I see lamb neck for stew. And I've always wanted to try making a stew with that. But I couldn't find it this time. I did find this though, which I've never seen before. So we're going to see how this turns out. I'm going to be throwing stuff all over the place, and I don't know. We'll see. And then let's just go through everything. You need one of these big crock pot, Dutch oven, whatever you want to call it. You need your meat. What else do I need here? I need an onion. Grab one of those. Pantry over here. One big old onion. I need some carrots. I'm gonna, before I go opening my fridge over here, I don't know. I don't know exactly what you can see over there. Because it's hard to, like, if I turn this camera down, I'm literally just using my laptop's webcam, right? If I turn that camera down, I cannot see my, like, laptop stuff very well. Okay, am I moving? Because it doesn't look like I am. On the, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. No, it looks stuck. Oh, well. Carrots. I'm gonna need some of these. I'm debating whether I want to use potato or not. I don't know if I want potatoes. Let me get all my seasonings here. Salt and pepper. I always keep those over there. Oh, what else do I need? I need some thyme. What else do I want to use? Maybe a bit of rosemary. Sage. I typically use chili powder, paprika. I'm gonna need some bay leaves. I think that's it. And then a bit of garlic powder. I'll probably also throw in some garlic. Yeah, we'll figure something out. I've looked at some recipes for this, but I'm just kind of gonna mess around and figure something out here. I don't have much room to work with, so if there's a bunch of stuff like next to the mic making noise, oops. I think that's all I'm going to use. Okay, well, let's start warming up the pot here. And this is going to be pretty simple. I wanted to do something easy because I'm not used to streams like this. I'm trying to keep my phone next to me too so I can see chat. I do hope my audio is working, because my mic is hiding in the corner over here. I don't know how well it's going to pick up. It worked last time, I think. Okay. And I need good old stabby. My good old friend. What else do I need? I don't think I'm going to put... Oh, that's what I need. I'm not going to use potatoes, I don't think. But I do want... some sweet peas. I'll be throwing those in there later. I may need to turn the fan on here. Probably not. Okay, so first things first, brown the meat. I'm just going to use some olive oil. If you want a more neutral oil or you worry about smoke point, I don't really care about those things. I like olive oil, but you can use canola oil or sunflower oil. Put a good amount of that in there. And while that heats up, I'm going to go peel this onion. Actually, I can... do this so that I can stay on camera over here. And peel this guy. And I like lots of onion. I'm using a large onion. If you don't like that much onion, use a smaller one. I don't know. Okay, this is... I usually peel from like this side here with the little thing. It's easier to get stuff from there. And then I'm just going to take out the whole first layer here. Usually just take that out just to be safe. There we go. Let's go over this. Okay, toss that. Normally I'll also season the meat first and I'll let the meat sit for a bit, but I'm just not going to really get too into the weeds about it today because I'm doing all this on stream. Kind of smells. Hopefully it's fine. I don't cook with lamb that often. I think it just has a strong smell. Take a look up. Trying to touch that. There's some bones in here. Nice. I know there'd be bones. That's good. It's not a whole lot. Package said 0.75 pounds, but should be enough to get a few servings. I'm gonna have to sanitize my wires because one of the wires is going over the cutting board here. Oh, now this is getting too hot. I've had this stove for like a year and a half. I'm still not used to working with it. Electric stoves are just not the best, I guess. Toss this meat around, and all that salt and pepper. And at this stage, I'm just gonna sprinkle on some sage. I don't see sage often in recipes, but it's something that my family uses quite a bit. Maybe it has to do with my dad being from the Balkans. It's something that they use more, maybe. Okay. Toss all that, rub that around. And you do want the heat quite high when the meat gets in there. Just be a nice sear. This bigger spoon over here. Got this a little too hot here. I want to keep this turning. I don't want to let it sit for very long. Maybe like a minute, 30 seconds each side, that's it. Just to give it that flash sear, let the juices get in there. I want to melt some of this fat, get the juices locked into the meat, and get some of that grease out. That grease is going to be good for the onions. Okay. This is all going in the same pot, so I'm not worried about separating my meat from other stuff. You get to watch me suck at cutting things now. Turn some of these around, try and make sure that all the sides are getting browned. I need to sear this a bit more than I thought. I don't know how this noise is going to hold up against the mic. Should be fine, right? Should be good. It smells nice now that I'm going to cook. 141. Didn't go on time. I want it to start the simmering by 2. So I can let it simmer for a nice 2 hours. Just a few more seconds. Okay, that should be alright. I'm going to scoop this meat into a bowl, but I want to leave all the grease. These are nice pieces of meat too. I can see a lot of good fatty stuff in there. It's going to be nice once we simmer them. Another pretty simple thing to do is you can just add a little bit of like wine or even just water and just like simmer the meat itself for a little while. like an hour or so. And then throw that on to some pasta with some sauce. Could have used a little more onion, but I think it'll be fine. And add a touch more oil for the onions. Scrape all the brown stuff off the pan. I'm going to lower the heat a little bit now. And we're going to properly deglaze the pan a bit later, but right now I just want to scrape up a little bit of this stuff so it doesn't completely burn on. And now we just let our onions cook for a while. Now I'm going to let them cook for quite a while, probably about anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. Once they start to like brown quite a bit, then I'll deglaze the pan. In the meantime, get some garlic. I'm not going to use a whole, maybe 2 cloves. 2 cloves is good. Peeling garlic is kind of annoying. I gotta keep these moving for a while because this heat is still quite high. You don't want to forget about them and let them completely burn, but if they burn a tiny bit, it's not the end of the world. It'll give a nice complex flavor to the stew. And it came off nice and easy. These might brown a little faster than I thought, actually. I need to turn the heat down a tiny bit more. I want them to cook a little slower. Or they just look like that because of all the char from the meat. I don't know. And this one is not being as easy to peel. So I'm going to cut from end. Cut this tiny bit top off. It also makes the skin easier to... Wow! I can't see who that is, but thank you. Thank you for the follow. Okay. Keep these moving. I did not use nearly enough onion. Uh-oh. That'll be fine. Garlic, I don't need to cut too much. I'm just going to make into like smallish pieces. You can toss the whole clove in there, honestly, and just let that simmer in the broth, and that'll still give it quite a bit of taste. But I want to fry this garlic just a bit, get that aromatic stuff to release. Okay. I think I should have lowered the heat a little more before throwing these onions in, but oh well. I'm going to take some red wine, some red cooking wine. I'm going to deglaze this. Get all that char mixed in. Okay. And now, I should have thrown the garlic in first. I can do that now. Normally I would, but I was panicking a little about the onions burning. Those onions are always the thing that are like really difficult to get just right. Let's heat up again. Let this garlic cook like this now while before I put any more liquid in. I want to get this heat back up. Oh, whoops, I had something I was supposed to do that I forgot about. Oh, well. This shouldn't take much longer. Alright. There we go. I want to, when you really start to smell that garlic, put in more wine. Not the whole thing, but most of it. And I'm going to let that reduce for a bit before I add the broth. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to turn out. Hopefully those onions are right, because those onions are really the key. You get those like nice and browned. If you get them to cook slowly and brown up, then they make a really nice complex flavor that gives a lot to the broth. I'm going to give this wine another minute or so to reduce, I think. And then control the broth in. Let me check some stuff here. Anybody yelling at me? Nope, not yet. Where did the cap go for this? Yeah. Once that's in, if you're adding potatoes, now is a good time to get those. If you do choose to add potatoes, if you add them after the broth and you let them cook as long as the meat, that's going to give your stew that sort of grainy, potato feeling to it, because the potatoes are going to dissolve in there. If you don't want as much of that, wait until maybe about 40 minutes to an hour before the soup is done to throw the potatoes in. I'm going to do that with the carrots as well. I don't like, if you add the carrots in right away, they're just going to be mush at the end. I tend to add those in about 45 minutes before I take the soup off the heat. Now I'm going to add the meat back. All these juices back in there. Okay. Now I'm going to add just enough broth to cover the meat. Doesn't have to cover all the way, most of the way. That should do it. If you need to add a little more wine now, you can. You can also just top it off with a bit of water. I think I am actually a little... No, that should be fine. I'm not planning on making this too soupy. I may need to add a little more water later when I put the vegetables in, but for now I'm going to let this cook like this. Lid. That on there. And now, look at these an older bag. Use this up. Soup. Hello, Cutter. Soup time. Making a nice lime stew. The nice thing about soups is that they're pretty forgiving. Like, if you don't get something perfect, it's still going to be fine. Oh, I've got the peeler in here somewhere. If you care about, like, getting the maximum out of your carrots, you can just scrape them with a knife. I tend to find this kind of annoying, though. So I usually just use a peeler. And try not to press down too hard on it, just get that surface off here. It smells real nice, though. Soups are also nice because you can serve them a lot of different ways. If they've got potatoes in them, I'll usually just eat them with some bread. Otherwise, you can serve them with some mashed potatoes. Lamb stew I like to usually serve with some white rice. Or with bread if I have potatoes in there. So this one I'll probably just make some white rice later on, when I add the carrots and stuff in. I really need like a proper camera or something because this is difficult with my laptop sitting here. And again, if you're cutting something that's going to be raw, you know, obviously don't use the same thing you cut raw meat on. But I'm just tossing these in the pot later, so whatever. I'll wash my hands and everything. I'm going to end up cutting my mic wire if I'm not careful. Looking while sushi making. Nice. I definitely need to try sushi someday. I have sushi rice, but I don't really... This is going to be boiling way too much for me. Nice. I want this a nice simmer, not like boiling like crazy. Hard to get that sweet spot with an electric stove sometimes, though. Why did I throw that out? I'm still... Whatever. Let me get another. Eventually, I want to do more complex stuff on stream, but cooking and streaming at the same time, like, completely overwhelms my brain. Even just doing this. Okay, I'm gonna just cut off that weird part. That ought to be enough carrot, maybe even a little too much, but I like carrots. So I'm going to throw those in later on, after this simmers for about maybe an hour, even 2. As well as some peas, because I like peas in the lamb stew. Actually, one thing I should have done at this stage is throw some more seasoning here. I'm going to throw in a couple of bay leaves. Oops. A few of those here and there. Trying to get a nice one. There we go. A little touch of rosemary. And some thyme. And that ought to do it for this. Smells really nice. We've already got the garlic in there. I don't need the garlic powder. A bit of paprika, like sweet paprika, might also be nice, but I think I'm going to leave it as it is. Try not to complicate it too much. If I'm doing this with chicken, I want to make chicken soup too, but I have 2 main like chicken soup recipes. I have like a light chicken soup and a dark chicken soup. If it's a dark chicken soup, I'll do what I said before. I'll like cook the onions real slow, make them nice and brown, and then I'll use vegetable stock, and then I'll use that to deglaze everything, and then add that, and then I'll add some tomatoes, paprika, and we've got this stuff that's popular in Eastern Europe. Vegeta. Some of this in a chicken soup. Very good. Yeah, something like that with like chicken thighs with the bones in. And give the meat like a good long while to simmer. And you can throw potatoes in there too. In Albanian we call that yanai. At least that's what my family calls it. And if it's like a lighter chicken soup, still boiling a little too much. It's down some more. It's a lighter chicken soup. I haven't made one of those in a while. What I usually do with that. Sear the chicken, cook the onions. I don't cook the onions to like browned as much. If it's a lighter chicken soup, I just cook them till they're soft. And then again, I use Vegeta and a little bit of ginger on the chicken when I sear it is very nice. Hello, circle. What? Is that your name? It's just a circle? Maru? Nice. What was I saying? Oh yeah, a little bit of ginger. When you sear ginger on chicken, it gets like almost a sweetness to it, I feel like. And that'll make a real nice soup. And then I usually add egg noodles if I'm making chicken soup. I like that. With plenty of celery. Alright. I think we're pretty much done with what I had planned for on stream. Again, I'm going to throw these in later. And I'll post a picture on Twitter, give you all a report. But that's it. Just a little bit of soup chat time. Haha. Bye-bye. Will I stream later? Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. I might stream Needy Streamer tonight. But for now, that's all. Later.